Okay, hi everybody. We're going to do another, we're going to put together another one of these different kinds of floating crosses. So again, you see all the different variants we've been working on. We did a video up here on this one. Let's see how we put this thing together. All right, so we'll start out with with just the cross. So the first thing we're going to do is get our snaps put in place. So when I do this, I like to put it so that both pockets are up. I'll start working on this end. This pocket's a little bit different. On the new versions, they're all going to look just like that. This is one of the older versions, but it's still good to use for this example. Okay, so you just slide these snaps on the little tool, put them in place. Okay, and again, this version, in that version, it uses magnets and a string on the bottom. On this one, we're going to make it so that it has a string on both ends, so you don't need magnets. So it's the same print for both. We made it universal so you can use it either way. You know, if you don't have magnets, you don't want to mess with magnets, you can do that. Okay, so let me tie the first little washer here. So the way we've been locking the strings in place is I made these little washers, and you can just tie them on the string. There's a lot of different ways to tie it. I think maybe one of the better ways is to you double the line going through it. So you just do like it's almost like a double knot, like this. Okay. And I probably should have had my glasses, but let's see if I get it. Here we go. Okay, so now we got that tied, and then what you do is you take the loop and you pass the object through it. So it's a little tricky, but once you get it on there, then you just kind of pull the line, and that tightens it up pretty good. So this seems like a pretty good knot. It's pretty easy to use. Okay, so that works pretty good. I've already pre-tied this one. I'll be honest, this was a little bit of a pain to get the loops at just the right space, because you want to make it so that it kind of dangles at just the right height. If you get too long, it won't be centered. So this was a little bit of a pain to deal with, to be honest. Okay, so now we've got this in place. We'll go ahead and let me trim the leftover string. Okay, there we go. So I'll just set it in this pocket. It's gonna kind of get a mind of its own, but that's there. I'll set this one in the pocket up here. Again, this is the earlier version, so it doesn't have a notch for the string on top, but it'll work for this example. Okay, snap it in place. So now this is good. Looks like it's pretty well centered, so that looks okay. And then if I move that, it falls right in the center portion right there. This might be a little bit long. I can see I got the knot in here, so I'm going to try to push that in a little bit. The nice part about these snaps is you can just, they will pop back apart without too much effort. So I'll push that knot in there, close it back up. So now we're good. Okay, it's a little bit shorter. So string on both ends, ready to go. All right, now we'll start working on the frame. So same procedure to put these snaps in place. And again, if you were using magnets, you would have just put magnets in here and in the top instead of the string. So it's kind of cool that it worked out that it's universal. Wish I had a version where you don't have to go buy the fishing string, but you're going to be stuck doing that no matter what. So with this version, we want to put this in place so we got our knot kind of hidden up there. Okay, and we're put this on top, snap it in place. So now we got the very first part of it. Okay, so what I like to do now is I like to go ahead and snap the base in place. So these are pretty tight. You give it a little bump, and then you'll get it seated all the way there. And I can already see it's just a little bit long on this side. So, you know, you can make some more adjustments to that. For the sake of the video, I won't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the string and put it down. You see we got the little hole in there. We're going to try to get this threaded, again, without glasses. Okay, we got it started there. Okay, it's coming through the back. Okay, I'm going to pull it tight. Okay, so I've got these little spacers that kind of help control the distance. So on these spacers, again, I write like the cross. This is the cross side. This is the base spacer, so it's on this base side. So we're going to turn this around so it faces the cross. And then I'm going to put the cross in that little pocket. I wish that spacer worked on the flag cross version, but it doesn't quite work. Okay. So that kind of helps set the spacing. I also have this version, this here, so this can do the spacing on this side. So here's the cross side, so we can put it up here. Cross goes in there, and then that kind of sets it at the nice, even position to work with. Okay, we're going to pull this tight. And I got my tool to help tighten this thing in a second, but we're going to get the thread started. Okay, we get it in there. So it's always going to want to try to pull this string a little bit, so just do your best to work with it. But it'll start pulling it in tight here in a second. Sometimes I'll go ahead and pull the spacers out once I get it started, to just, that way I can kind of get it dialed in a little bit better. Because if you need to at this point, you could loosen this up. Like if we needed to pull this tighter, we could loosen it up a little bit, pull it tighter, and then retighten it again. So you have a little bit of flexibility if you need to. So we'll just do that until it seats. That's pretty tight. That looks pretty good. And then we got a floating cross that's got string on both ends. So again, I didn't center that very well. But I prefer the magnet option anyway. I just wanted to give you a version without magnets. So if you wanted to redo this, you could center that a little bit better. I'm going to try to release a version. I'll try to make a different kind of washer or unit here. So maybe you could roll it up and adjust the height if you need to that way. But for right now, this is all we've got. So if you see a different shape on that, it's probably in place to help you set the lengths. All right, so that's kind of all we got for that. We're done with this. We can trim off the leftover line. And that's it. Nice no magnet floating cross to go with all of the others. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry it was so wordy and a little bit clunky, but I appreciate your time, and God bless you. Have a great day.